Kajabi or Thinkific? Which one should you choose for your online course? Not an easy question to answer. So I'm looking at the top 6 pros and cons of both Kajabi and Thinkific in my experience of using both the platforms. And I want to share that with you today. So let's take a look. Before we jump in, my name is Kat Sabello from The Stellar Way, and I'm an instructional designer that's here to help you design, create, and launch your online course. Each week here on my YouTube channel, there is a new video about course creation, so subscribe and hit that bell button so you are notified of the new videos. So let's start to take a look. Again, this is all within my experience of using these platforms, and I'm going to show you 6 pros of Kajabi and 6 cons, and then do the same for Thinkific. So let's start off with Kajabi. Let's start with the pros of Kajabi. So I like that there is a really great structure in Kajabi. You have your product, and then you have your category, and then you have a subcategory, and then after that you have your lessons. So you can create this really great structure for your course that chunks together your lessons rather than throwing everything at your student. And the products don't always have to be courses. So you can create this how you wish. It could be a membership, it can be an ebook. So it's not just designed for courses. And you can also create a membership area that's really easy to manage and is customizable. So you can offer your members one-on-one sessions, you can offer your members courses and a lot of different products. I like as well that the website is very customizable, and so you have lots of different options that you can choose from, lots of different templates, and then from there you can customize it even further. What I really like is that they have a mobile app, so your students can jump online on your course on the go and continue their learning from wherever they are. And there's also a marketing campaign section, so you can send out all your email campaigns from within Kajabi and then sell your course from those campaigns. So it's really great to manage all of that from within one system. So now, the cons. Let's have a look at the cons of Kajabi. So first of all, it can become very expensive. Kajabi starts at $119 per month, and there's 3 different plans that you can choose from, all increasing in value. And they do not offer a free version. There is a free trial, but there's not a free version that you can use forever. And the plans that you can choose from, while there's 3 different plans, what they allow you to have is you can expand how many products you can create. You can expand how many contacts you can have. But what you cannot do is that there's no plan just for using the products, and then you pay more if you want to use the marketing campaign section. So I don't like that you cannot separate that. You have to buy both of them. So it really jacks up the price. The lessons don't have much variety, so you can upload a video, you can upload text, and you can offer the student an option to download, but there's not really much more than that. While there are quizzes and there are surveys that you can do, there's not really any customization in offering any e-learning or offering multimedia. While you can play around with the text, and while you can play around with the source code and embed things, so embed videos, embed Google Forms, whatever you wish, into the text area, it's not designed for that format, so it doesn't really behave that easy, and it's not a good journey for your students. What I find as well is that the students sit within the people section of Kajabi, which sits under the marketing section. So the reports you get is really focused on marketing. It does show you when they last logged in, it does show you when they signed up, and then you can look at a lot of statistics in regards to marketing. But it's difficult to easily capture the statistics and analytics of how your students are progressing through your course, which then gives you difficulties in supporting them further. And finally, the drip that you can offer your students. Now, this is a whole other topic of drip series and what I think of drip series, but if you wanted to offer drip series to your students, you only have really the option of dripping for an X number of days. So what that means is that you can offer your course on day 1, the student has access to category or module 1 on day 1. And then they have access to module 2 7 days later or 14 days later, however many days you wish, which means that they have to wait that period of time. So they can consume all the content, they can do all of the quizzes, they can do all of the assessments on day one, and then they have to wait 7 more days. And so that can really affect the motivations of your students and really stop them from progressing in your course. So now that we know all of that about Kajabi, my top 6 pros and my top 6 cons, let's have a look into Thinkific. So the pros of Thinkific. What I like, again, in my experience, is that there are multi-tiered options to the plans that you can choose from that are really affordable. And with these plans, as you pay more and you move through the plans, they offer you more features. So you can choose to use the basic plan, which is very affordable, and choose not to use all the features. So unlike Kajabi, rather than just opening up the opportunity of how many more courses you can have or how many students you can enroll, it's actually allowing you to pay more for more features, which is what I really like. And they do offer a completely free version. So for $0 a month, you can have one course that you can create completely and you can sell that completely. It's not a trial where you can just play around. You can actually create a course and offer it you can offer it for a paid amount, but your course on Thinkific is free. So your plan is free. And then when you are ready to upgrade, you can then easily upgrade and create more courses, have access to more features, and I really like that style of tiers. So the first tier in Thinkific is free. And they have multiple types of lessons. So unlike Kajabi, it's not just a video or text that you can upload. You can have different e-learning lessons that you can upload into Thinkific. And there's also multimedia lessons that you can use. If you are on the free version, you don't have access to e-learning lessons, but you do have access to multimedia lessons. So you can upload different things besides videos. You can upload a PowerPoint or a Google slide presentation that actually has interactivities where the student can interact with the Google slide course, and you can kind of create this cool scenario. That's a whole other topic, and if you would like to see how I've created them, I'll put that link to the video in the descriptions below. I like that your students, there's a whole section in Thinkific that is called Support Your Students, and in that area you can really see at a quick snapshot the progress of your students, which then helps you to better support them. And again, drip sequences, a whole other topic, which I have a video on it about different drip sequences and different prerequisites that you can create and build in Thinkific. Now, while I don't think that drip sequences should always be used because they could really affect the motivation of your students, if you are wanting to use them because they are ideal for your course, what I like about Thinkific is that there is a drip area, which again is not on the free version, but that's okay. And in that drip sequence, it is a number of days that you can then release each different lesson, or you can release each different section of your course. But you can also use prerequisites. And in these prerequisites, it means that someone cannot access a course or not access a lesson or a chunk of lessons unless they meet those prerequisites, which is usually completing what comes beforehand. Now, this is really useful if you wanted to offer a bonus or you wanted to offer something at the end, which motivates your students to move through everything so that they can see that bonus at the end. So I like that in Thinkific. And finally, they also have memberships and bundles where you can have different courses that you then bundle together. Okay, so now let's have a look at some cons within Thinkific. So first of all, there's not much flexibility in the course structure. So unlike Kajabi has those 4 layers. You have the product name, the category, the subcategory, and then the lesson. In Thinkific, you have the course name, then you have a chapter and then a lesson. So you cannot really have this structure that says module 1, part A, part B, part C, that then has lessons underneath it, like you can do in Kajabi. But that's fine. With your bundles in Thinkific, you can create a bundle of modules, so a bundle of mini courses. So then you can start to chunk content together that's not so overwhelming for your students. So there's a way around that. And the memberships in Thinkific are a bundle of courses. So you can't really, while you can create a course that's an ebook that someone can then go in, download an ebook, or you can create a course that is a template where it might be instructions how to use a template and then a lesson to download the template. All of those have to be courses that you then put together into the membership. So it's not very customizable. Likewise, the website builder is not customizable in the way that there's not much of a variety and it's not very flexible. What I do specifically for my courses is I build all of my landing pages on my website and then just have a button that when they click on that button, it redirects to Thinkific rather than using the Thinkific landing pages, because I don't want them to be too different. You can use Thinkific completely for your website. So you can have your landing pages, your login section, that's all fine. The reason why I don't use the landing pages for my courses is that it's going to be very different from my website and I don't want that drastic change. There is no mobile app for Thinkific, so it's not that easy to be able to access on a mobile. And there is no inbuilt marketing campaign, which might not be a con for many people. For me, I had my marketing campaign and my email campaigns already in a system before I started on Thinkific. So for me, that wasn't really a big con because I don't want to be using it in Thinkific. I want it to be completely separate. So it might be a con for someone who's starting off their entire business and wants everything to be in one place. But for me, it's much better to have it separately. If I want to move my course around, it doesn't mean that I have to then find somewhere for my marketing campaign as well. And finally, this is probably the biggest con for me, is that there are some features that are only available inside the US or Canada. Now, these are features that are being tested and I do hope that they will be rolled out to the rest of the world, but I'm not based in US or Canada. And so a feature that I really want is the bump feature, where what that means is that you can offer a course and then underneath that, there's little checkboxes that someone can buy a ebook from you, or they can buy something else from you in addition to the course, which is what I really like. Okay, so that is everything that I wanted to show you today about pros and cons of Thinkific and Kajabi. Now, this is over to you. It's your decision about what you best choose. You can watch other videos about how to choose the best platform. You really need to do your research and identify what do you need and what do your students need. And that will help you to decide which platform to use. So I hope these pros and cons have helped you a little bit in your research. Remember, each week I do post a video here on my YouTube channel about course creation. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you are notified of each video. Until next time, happy course creating.